ক্লাসরুম নিবেদনে NTAE সলিউশনস।
নমস্কার, দেখছেন হাই নিউজ NTAE সলিউশন হাই ক্লাসরুম নিয়ে আমি সৃজিতা রয়েছি আপনাদের সঙ্গে। আজকে আমাদের বিষয় হলো মাইক্রোবায়োলজি, আর আমার সঙ্গে রয়েছেন মৃণালিনী দত্ত, মহাবিদ্যাপীঠের মাইক্রোবায়োলজির অধ্যাপক ডক্টর অনির্বাণ মণ্ডল। স্বাগত জানাবো স্যারকে আমাদের অনুষ্ঠানে।
ধন্যবাদ সৃজিতা। সবার প্রথমেই আমি ধন্যবাদ জানাতে চাই তোমাদের হাই নিউজ চ্যানেলের সমস্ত কর্তৃপক্ষকে, যারা এত সুন্দর করে একটা অনুষ্ঠান দীর্ঘদিন ধরে অর্গানাইজ করে যাচ্ছে এবং যার ফলে অনেক ছাত্রছাত্রী আজ এর ফলে বেনিফিটেড হচ্ছে। এছাড়াও আমি ধন্যবাদ জানাতে চাই আমাদের কলেজের গভর্নিং বডির প্রেসিডেন্ট শ্রীমতী চন্দ্রিমা ভট্টাচার্য মহাশয়াকে এবং আমাদের কলেজের প্রিন্সিপাল ডক্টর অপূর্ব কুমার বন্দ্যোপাধ্যায়কে। এছাড়া আমি ধন্যবাদ জানাতে চাই ব্রডকাস্টিং কমিটির সমস্ত মেম্বারকে এবং মাইক্রোবায়োলজি ডিপার্টমেন্টের কোঅর্ডিনেটর ডক্টর অরিন্দ মুখার্জি স্যারকে। তাহলে আমি আজকে টপিকে যাই এবার।
একদম।
ওকে, so today's topic is mechanism of DNA replication. So before we understand the mechanism of DNA replication, first of all we should understand what is DNA replication. So DNA replication means the duplication or synthesis of DNA. This process is known as DNA replication. That means from one molecule of DNA to two molecule of DNA, or two molecule of DNA to four molecule of DNA, or four molecule of DNA to 8 molecule of DNA synthesis. This process is known as DNA replication. So before comes to the mechanism part, DNA replication, the mode of DNA replication is semi-conservative. Semi-conservative means each replicated duplex daughter DNA molecule contain one parent strand and one newly synthesized DNA strand. Okay, so during the mechanism of replication, for the replication process, there are three things. One is the substrate, another one is the template, and third one is the enzymes and protein that are necessary for the replication process. So what are the substrates that are used for DNA replication? One substrate is DATP, second one is DGTP, third one is DCTP, and fourth one is DTTP. Next comes to the template. Definitely template DNA will be the template. So both the strand of DNA double helix serve as the template for the synthesis of new daughter strand. Now comes to the proteins and enzymes. There are a lot of proteins and enzymes that are involved in DNA replication process. So some of the important enzymes and proteins are like helicase, DNA polymerase, primase, and ligase. I will discuss each and every protein's function in next slide. So here comes to the first protein, that is helicase. It unwinds the double-stranded DNA. Next comes to the primase. It synthesizes the RNA primer. Another important protein is the topoisomerase or enzyme. Topoisomerase, there are two types of topoisomerase. One is topoisomerase 1 and another one is topoisomerase 2. Both topoisomerase releases the torsional strain by cutting and joining single-stranded or both strand of DNA molecule. And main enzyme of DNA replication is the DNA polymerase. It actually elongates the DNA chain. Another important enzyme is DNA ligase, which joins the Okazaki fragment. I will discuss what is that Okazaki fragment in later slide. Okay. Another important protein is DNA A protein, which actually binds to the origin of replication and opens the double-stranded DNA. Again, another important enzyme is single-stranded binding protein, which is also known as SSB. Okay, that protein actually binds to the single-stranded DNA and stabilizes the single-stranded DNA. Another important enzyme is star binding protein, which prevents the helicase enzyme for further unwinding and felicited termination. Okay, so these are the enzymes and proteins that are involved in replication process. Now comes to the mechanism of replication. There are three steps in DNA replication process. One is the initiation, second one is the elongation, and third one is the termination. So first comes to the initiation. During the initiation process, there are again a lot of protein which are involved in the initiation process. So first protein which is involved in DNA replication, that is DNA A protein. which binds and recognizes the origin of replication site and start the denaturation process. Now comes to the helicase or DNA B protein. It actually binds to this region and unwinds the two complementary DNA strands. So in the picture, we can see that in the origin of replication site, helicase protein comes and binds there and it unwinds the DNA and it forms a bubble-like structure, which is known as I bubble or replication bubble. Comes to the next slide where helicase, actually the helicase protein or helicase enzyme is also known as unzipping enzyme. So it's what it does actually, it unwinds the double-stranded DNA and it acts like a zipper to unzip the DNA molecule. So continuing the initiation process, after the unwinding of the DNA through the DNA A protein and helicase enzyme, next this unwinding leads to the formation of V-shaped structure or Y-shaped structure, which is known as replication fork. And this leads to the single-stranded DNA where SSB protein binds and stabilizes the single-stranded DNA and prevents its reassociation. So comes to the next part where comes to the enzyme topoisomerase 1 and 2. What it does actually, the stress produced during the unwinding process, it releases that stress through cutting and joining of the DNA strand. Once the strands are sufficiently separated, binding of primase takes place, which is another important enzyme which is responsible for primer synthesis, and it forms a primosome complex with some of the proteins like single-stranded binding protein or SSB, and started synthesizing the RNA primer. So primase actually the initiator of replication process. So in the picture, we can see that primase binds to the single-stranded DNA and it starts synthesizing the primer. Okay, and here DNA polymerase is sitting for the process to elongate. So if we conclude this initiation of replication part, we can see that first DNA A protein binds to the origin of replication site. Then DNA B protein or helicase comes there and unwinds the double-stranded DNA and forms a replication fork. And then comes to the topoisomerase enzyme, which releases the torsional strain. And again, lastly, the single-stranded binding protein, which binds to the single-stranded DNA and prevents their reassociation. In the image, we can also see that helicase is unwinding the DNA and primase enzyme is started synthesizing the primer where SSB protein binds to the single-stranded DNA and DNA polymerase is sitting for elongate the DNA chain. Now comes to the elongation process. This is the main process where the DNA strand is synthesizing. So here is the main player is the DNA polymerase. Okay. So DNA, there are three types of DNA polymerase for prokaryotes like DNA polymerase 1, DNA polymerase 2, and DNA polymerase 3. Okay. So DNA polymerase 3 is mainly responsible for synthesis of both the leading strand and lagging strand or for the synthesis of replication. So what it does actually, DNA polymerase 3 initiates the synthesis of new DNA strand by adding deoxyribonucleotides to the 3' end of the RNA primer. Thus, DNA polymerase 3 can synthesize a new chain only by 5' to 3' direction. Both the DNA strands are synthesized simultaneously by opposite direction, one in the direction towards the replication fork and other in the direction against the replication fork. So here two important definition is there. One is the leading strand and another one is the lagging strand. So what is that leading strand and what is that lagging strand? Leading strand is the DNA chain which runs in the 3' to 5' direction is copied by polymerase 3 as a continuous strand, require one primer. This new strand is known as leading strand. So in the leading strand, I will describe in more detail in the image what is that leading strand and what is that lagging strand. So in the leading strand, there is only one primer is required, where in case of lagging strand, the DNA chain which runs in the 5' to 3' direction is copied by the polymerase 3 as a discontinuous manner because synthesis can only process in the 5' to 3' direction. The new strand is known as lagging strand and this requires numerous RNA primer. So now comes to the image where I will discuss in more detail what is that leading strand, what is that lagging strand, and what is this RNA primer. So in the image, we can see that in the leading strand where the only one RNA primer as bind to the synthesizes in the 5' to 3' direction, and it started synthesizing a continuous DNA strand towards the replication fork, where in case of lagging strand, the RNA primer, numerous RNA primer has synthesized, and it's synthesizing small fragment of DNA, which is known as Okazaki fragment. Okay, and helicase, here the SSB protein or single stranded binding protein binds to this unwinded DNA, and helicase unwinding the DNA, and topoisomerase also releases the torsional strand due to this unwinding. So, what is this Okazaki fragment? Okazaki fragments are short, newly synthesized DNA fragments that are formed in the lagging strand during DNA replication. For both prokaryotes and eukaryotes, there are some differences for the Okazaki fragment. In case of eukaryotes, this Okazaki fragment length is 1000 to 2000 nucleotides, and in case of prokaryotes, this length is 150 nucleotides. And they are separated by almost 10 nucleotide of RNA primer. These two Okazaki fragments are synthesized by different RNA primers, and it is ultimately ligated through the enzyme called ligase. Okay. Again, here comes to the another important enzyme, which is DNA polymerase 1. Already I told that DNA polymerase 3 is responsible for synthesis of both the leading and lagging strand. But DNA polymerase 1 is responsible for the synthesis of a small fragment. That is actually what it does. It removes the RNA primer, and that gap is filled by the DNA polymerase 1. So upon completion of the lagging strand synthesis, the RNA primers are removed from the fragment by the DNA polymerase 1. And what it does, it actually fills that gap that is generated during the removal of the RNA primer. Okay. So next comes to the enzyme, that is DNA ligase. Upon synthesis of the removal of the RNA primer and synthesis of the small fragment by DNA polymerase 1, a gap is always generated during the DNA strand, and which is filled by the DNA ligase. Actually, DNA polymerase 1 cannot join two polynucleotide chain together. An additional enzyme is required, which is known as DNA ligase. What it does actually, the DNA ligase join two polynucleotide chain together by catalyzing the formation of a phosphodiester bond to seal the Okazaki fragment. So DNA ligase actually seals the two Okazaki fragments, and DNA polymerase 1, what it does actually, it removes the RNA primer and synthesizes a small fragment that is almost 10 nucleotide it synthesizes there. And here in the image, we can see in a cartoon diagram, actually DNA ligase sitting in the DNA chain, and it forms the phosphodiester bond between two Okazaki fragments. So this ends the elongation process. Next comes to the termination process, where actually in the DNA sequence, there are TAR region or TAR binding region, where actually TAR binding protein binds, and it actually prevents the helicase enzyme for further unwinding. So therefore, helicase cannot move further, and it cannot unwind the DNA, and ultimately it terminates the termination process. So this ends the mechanism of DNA replication. So we have understood that in the replication process, there are three stages. One is initiation, one is elongation, and one is termination. In the initiation process, there are a lot of enzymes and proteins that involve during this process, and actually it initiates the replication process. In the elongation process, both leading and lagging strands are synthesized, and in the termination process, that process is terminated by the binding of the TAR binding protein in the TAR region. So thank you, Srijita, and this ends this presentation.
Okay, অনেক অনেক ধন্যবাদ স্যারকে এত সুন্দর করে বোঝানোর জন্য। আজকের মতো হাই ক্লাসরুম এই পর্যন্তই। পরবর্তী আপডেটের জন্য চোখ রাখুন শুধুমাত্র হাই নিউজে। হাই নিউজ নিরপেক্ষ।
হাই ক্লাসরুম নিবেদনে NTAE সলিউশনস।